I think the big challenge today, if you look at the global garbage crisis, is that we produce a huge amount of garbage compared to what we used to. Just to put that into perspective, if you compare someone alive 70 years ago, someone alive today produces 10 times more garbage than someone alive just 70 years ago. And the reason for this is that our products and the things we consume, not only do we consume a growing amount of it, but what they're made from are made from really complex materials that nature doesn't know what to do with. So think about our clothing. 100 years ago it was cotton, wool, and silk. Now 60, 70% of our clothing is made from plastics. That's the big overall challenge, is this addiction that we have to disposability, because it's incredibly convenient and very affordable. And I believe the only way to really solve garbage is to solve for this problem of disposability. In the short term, we need to clean up. We need to do as best as we can in recycling and properly disposing and avoiding litter. But that's only a temporary measure. What we really need to do is turn off the flood of disposability, because we can't recycle our way out of that. There is value in everything greater than zero, for sure. And at TerraCycle, we collect and recycle everything from chewing gum, which we just launched in Mexico, to cigarette butts in 11 countries, to even dirty diapers, which you'll see coming live in November in Amsterdam, and so on. The challenge is that value big enough to cover the cost to collect and sort and process? What we do at TerraCycle, in many cases for waste streams where the recovered value is not big enough to cover the cost of collection, sortation, and processing, is we try to find value in other ways. A company who produces, say, chewing gum has a disproportionate interest in seeing chewing gum recycled, because that will avoid limits of distribution and other negatives. And so, for example, in Mexico, Cadbury is the company who funds chewing gum recycling, and they cover the cost difference between the actual value and the cost to collect it and process it. And the same goes for whether it's toothpaste tubes or Colgate pays, or cosmetics, or L'Oreal funds the difference, and so on. That's another way to extract value as well. It could also be retailers or cities or factories or businesses that decide to cover the cost difference because there's other value in the waste beyond the physical material value.
But what do you make of such things as cigarette butts or chewed gum or dirty diapers?
The vast majority of the cigarettes go into a recycling process where we shred them, separate the organics, the ash, tobacco, and paper, which is composted, and to take the filter, which is made from cellulose acetate, it's actually the same plastic as your eyeglass frames are made from, and then make it into things like ashtrays, pallets, shipping pallets, benches, and so on. Chewing gum is really a rubber material that has flavor and sugar. Once the gum has been chewed and it's collected, it's effectively a rubber compound, and that can be made into various plastic products that are about 35% chewing gum and 65% other recycled materials. Everything can have a solution. So it's not for lack of solution. It's for two things. It's for lack of economics. Most waste streams cost more to collect and process than the results are worth. Only very few, like aluminum or clear plastic, can it be profitable to. And so the most important thing a person out there can do, the very most important thing, is stop buying stuff. That would be the best contribution someone can make to the environment, not just from a waste point of view, but from almost every environmental externality, from global warming to species reduction to deforestation to waste, all revolves around us buying too much stuff. Now, if you need to buy, and I understand that you can't live, it's very hard to live life without buying anything, but if you do have to buy, then it's very important to buy things that are durable and used. If you can't find something durable and used, then buy something durable that is new. Then from there, if you have to buy disposable, buy something that can be locally recycled. So clear plastic, clear glass, aluminum, those examples, simple paper. And then if you can't find something disposable that's recyclable, and you buy something non-recyclable, then try to buy things with as little of that material on it as possible.